Hi there. Welcome to CS 128 Honors. This is going to be your first lesson, and we're just going to be discussing course logistics and stuff like that. Because of that, this will be probably a much shorter lesson. I imagine no longer than 10 minutes, but we'll go ahead and just get started. So the goals for today is for me to introduce myself and Matt, my co-instructor. We'll go over the main course goals. We'll go over grading, and then finally we'll go over office hours for this course. So as some of you know, CS 128 Honors is a completely undergraduate run course. All of the lessons that you'll see, all of the homeworks that you'll work on, and the MPs are all done by undergraduates. And so myself and Matt are going to be your two lesson providers. I am an electrical engineering major focused on computer vision and hardware accelerators for computer vision. I like to ski, but the last time I went, I broke my arm. My co-instructor Matt is a CS plus Econ major who's previously worked at the Naval Surface Warfare Center as well as the Hello app company. He's interested in app development, DevOps, and FinTech. He's the chair of the ACM SIG Mobile Club, and then also he's a pilot. And so if any of you are interested in aviation, I encourage you to talk to Matt about that. So let's talk a little bit about the actual course content and what we teach. So there's four major components to the course: the lectures, the homeworks, MPs, and the final project. And we'll break these down one by one. First, the lectures. There's going to be 2 lectures per week. Each one's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes max, and so they should take up no longer than an hour of your week. And each lecture is going to fit into one of 4 topics. First, Rust. Of course, we shadow the 128 curriculum, but we do so in the Rust programming language. Second, ownership. There's this idea in Rust, or rather this feature, I should say, of handling memory and memory safety that we refer to as ownership. And so we'll teach you this concept. We'll make sure you get practice with it. It's a really, really nice and easy way of making sure you're not creating memory leaks all over the place and you're allocating memory properly and also working with it properly and not causing conflicts. Of course, with sort of thread safety and memory safety comes the ability to have multiple threads working on the same data at the same time, which can drastically speed up certain algorithms. And so we're going to teach you some multiple threading and parallelism in this course. It's amazingly easy to do in Rust, and so we're sort of very excited to do that, me particularly. If you remember, my background is in hardware accelerators, and so I'm a big proponent of writing parallelizable code. I think that in the future and even now, it is sort of a very big deal to write code that can be run very quickly on multiple threads or multiple cores, or even on devices such as graphics cards. And then finally, there's going to be special topics. So there's certain lectures that or lessons that don't quite fit into the other 3 topics, and so we refer to those as special topics, and we'll see some examples of those later on when we talk about the final project. In addition to the lectures, there's going to be short homeworks, which should be, no more than 30 minutes to 45 minutes. There's going to be about 1 per week. And these are just to help you get practice with the lecture content. Of course, you're learning a new language. And so before you dive into the MPs, we want to make sure that you're actually getting practice with some of these new concepts in a, we'll say, less high pressure situation. And so these homeworks will be on Prairieland. You can try them as many times as you want. There's going to be office hours to help with them as well as the MPs and eventually the final project. And, again, these are just to sort of help you get some practice writing code in Rust and really nail down the basics. Next is the MPs. These are longer 2-week problems that help you get some practice coding in Rust. There's going to be 3 total MPs. First, basic Rust and input-output, ownership and borrowing, and then finally parallelism. Each of these is going to be 2 weeks long-ish. We'll release the due dates as soon as possible. They should be either in the email you were sent or on our course website. And we'll be hosting office hours the entire time while these are running. Well, not all the time, but we'll post the hours for those once they get kicked off, which the first one releases, I believe, September 8th or 9th. And so if you ever have, issues with these, we highly encourage you to come into office hours. We're here to help. We're here to help you get as much out of the course as possible. All of our staff have either, built the MPs themselves or are very familiar with Rust and can help you. So I encourage you once again to come to office hours if you ever have trouble with these. These will be done through Prairieland. We'll provide you with some starter code and you'll submit this way. I encourage you to sign up for the Prairieland. The homeworks are also through Prairieland. At this point, the course should be up on Prairieland. I'll have the information in the email. If it is not up, then once again, we'll announce that as soon as possible, though at this point, it should be up. And so, it should be under CS 128 Honors on Prairieland. And then the final part of this course is the final project. This is going to be 5 weeks long with groups of 2 to 4 people. We'll let you select your own groups, and then for everyone else, we'll sort of randomly pair you together. We'll grade the final projects on functionality and style. Does your code work? Does your code do what you want it to do? Is your code readable? Do you have, files or functions that are completely unused sitting around? Stuff like that. And then submission will be through GitHub. And so you'll record a short video and then have all of your code on GitHub. You'll submit those and we'll review it and grade it and all that. So speaking of grading, we'll discuss very briefly the grading for this course. The homework problems that I mentioned are worth 15% of your total grade. The machine problems will be worth 55%. And the final project will be worth 30%. Additionally, there will be extra credit, so you can earn 110% in this course if you'd like. Of course, you can't get more than a 4.0, so it just kind of acts as some padding for your grade if you'd like it. And we'll be providing extra credit kind of very often in a variety of places. So there's no live lecture attendance, though in our lectures we might have certain opportunities to get extra credit if you'd like. Filling out a short form, emailing us with an answer to some question, stuff like that, just to encourage participation and encourage people watching the lectures. Of course, it is extra credit, so those aren't necessary. Additionally, we'll have some extra credit opportunities and stuff like homework for certain open-ended answers if you go above and beyond. In the machine problems, if you decide to extend functionality in some way or write, particularly nice code, we might provide you with some extra credit. And then, of course, in the final project, if we, see that you're writing code that's, particularly successful or particularly cool, we'll make sure to provide you with some extra credit. Additionally, if you utilize some Rust topics, parallelism, ownership, we obviously love to see that since that's stuff that we're teaching in lecture, and so we can provide you with some extra credit if you're utilizing those in sort of fun new ways. And then finally, office hours. These are going to be hosted in our Discord. And the Discord is really the heart, the home of this course. And so I encourage you all to join the Discord as soon as possible. While we won't sort of directly be using it that much, if you ever want to get in contact with course staff, if you just have a quick question, or, this is, of course, also where we'll be hosting office hours and where we expect you to find your groups through. Though, if you already know people, you can just pair up that way. All of that will be through the Discord. And so there'll be a link to the Discord in the email that I'm sending you all that this video should also be inside. And we're currently finalizing the hours for office hours. We'll send out a short poll once everyone's in the Discord, just to make sure that we're being as accommodating as possible with our office hours. We want to make sure, if there's people who are international, that they're able to attend office hours regardless. All right, thank you so much. Again, we're under 10 minutes, and so this shouldn't be too long of a lecture. I'm excited to get started. Next week, Matt will be discussing Git to sort of help with some of the project stuff eventually. But we're excited to get started in this course. We hope that you really love it. It's brand new, and so if you do have any feedback, we'd love to hear it. But we're really happy with what we've made this semester, and we hope that you'll really enjoy it as much as we do. Thank you so much. I'll see you all next week. Have a great beginning of your semester, and goodbye.